The Object Explorer has a certain hierarchy. The first level of the hierarchy is called the instance. To add an instance, we click on this button here and we get an instance with a default name. Now I'm going to change this name to refer to an instance of a problem that I wish to investigate. So it was experienced by a user called Mark. He received a 30-second response time at 9:15. Okay, now we've got to add some data types. We're going to add some network traces. We can group the traces into file sets. The first file set will be the file set for the client PC. The second file set will be network traces captured on a web server called Web01. And the third file set will be traces captured on a database server called DB01. Now I'm going to add the client, one of the client traces. So we do add file, and the files are actually in this directory here, in the subdirectory PC, but no files appear in here. But if I use Windows Explorer to look in this directory, what I find is that I do actually have a trace file, but it's not in a PCAP format. It's been captured using netshell trace command in Windows. You can see that it has a file extension of ETL. That means that I have to tell Workbench to support ETL file types for network traces. That's quite a simple thing to do. We go to View, Object Explorer Type window. Here are the network traces that are supported. We switch into Edit mode. We click on Network Traces and we add ETL as a supported type. Close the dialog box. Go back to here, add a file, go to the traces, and there's the trace that we're looking for. So we add that one. Now we'll add the web server trace. And finally, we'll add the trace taken on the database server. Okay, now before we lose any of that, we can save the workspace. So we've saved all of these types. Now let's quickly go on and add some other types. So I have a perfmon log. It was collected on Web01. Let's go to the web directory. There's the perfmon log. I'll add that. I also have a process monitor trace. This was collected on the PC. There's the process monitor trace. You'll notice that each time I add to these, the Explorer only shows the file types that are supported by this particular data type. But as we've seen, we can extend the list of data types that would appear under any of these groupings. And finally, I'm going to add web logs. And there's my weblog. I'm going to save my workspace again, and now I'm ready to start working.